Chapter 7, Networks, Telecommunications, and Mobile Technology by Charlie Dismukas, Robin Drury, and Nicole Richard. In Section 7.1, Networks and Telecommunications, we'll be covering network basics, voice over IP, networking businesses, increasing the speed of business, and securing business networks. Change is everywhere in the information technology domain, but nowhere is change more evident and more dramatic than in the realm of telecommunications and networking. Most information systems today rely on digital networks to communicate information in the form of data, graphics, video, and voice. A network is a communications, data exchange, and resource sharing system created by linking two or more computers and establishing standards or protocols so that they can work together. Networks range from small two-computer networks to the biggest of all, the Internet. Two principal benefits are the ability to communicate and the ability to share. Today's corporate digital networks include a combination of local area networks and the Internet. Voice over IP uses TCP/IP technology to transmit voice calls over long-distance telephone lines. VoIP transmits over 10% of all phone calls in the United States and is growing exponentially. One popular example of VoIP is Skype. Skype has long been one of the most popular VoIP options for consumers, largely because of its low cost. Calls are free between Skype users and only a few dollars per month to call landlines. There are many features that are included in VoIP. For instance, business application integration, calendar integration, call waiting, caller ID, or dial by name capability. Retailer REI reports that 1/3 of all customers who buy online and pick up at the store make another purchase while there, spending an average of $90. From a technology perspective, in-store pickup needs to have some level of inventory integration to work effectively. Integration of data is critical in being able to display to the consumer the availability of products at the closest geographical store. Some examples of these stores are Best Buy, Office Depot, and Sears. These companies already have their physical and online stores integrated. However, some other business network characteristics are businesses that provide for transparent exchange of information, reliability, and securely exchange information. They also allow end-to-end integration and provide message delivery. They respond to high demands and also serve as the integrator and transaction framework. Transmission can occur at different speeds. By speed, we do not mean how fast the signal travels in terms such as miles per hour, but rather the volume of data that can be transmitted per unit of time. Terms such as bandwidth, hertz, and baud are used to describe transmission speeds, whereas a measure such as bits transmitted per second would be more understandable. High-speed internet, once an exotic and expensive service used only by larger companies, is now an inexpensive mainstream offering. The term broadband generally refers to high-speed internet connections transmitting data at speeds greater than 200 kilobytes per second. Networks are a tempting target for mischief and fraud. In order to avoid mischief and fraud, organizations should identify all users before they are granted access to a network, and it should be appropriate access for that user. However, providing network security is difficult. Networks should include forms of logons, passwords with letters and numbers, and firewalls. Even more important than sharing of technology resources is the sharing of data. LAN and WAN networks permits users on the network to get data from other points of the network. Managers at various points in a supply chain need to have accurate, up-to-date data on inventory levels and locations. Accountants at corporate headquarters need to be able to retrieve summary data on sales and expenses from each of the company's divisional computer centers. The Chief Executive Officer, using an executive information system, needs to be able to access up-to-the-minute data on business trends from the corporate network. In Section 7.2, Mobile Technology, we will be discussing business drivers for a mobile workforce, using cellular technologies in business, using satellite technologies in business, using wireless technologies in business, and mobile workforce trends. Mobile means the technology can travel with the user, but not necessarily in real time. Wireless refers to any type of electrical or electronic operation that is accomplished without the use of a hardwired connection. Mobile technologies are transforming how we live, work, and play. Some of these mobile devices that are changing businesses are wireless local area networks, cellular phones and pagers, cordless computer peripherals, satellite television, WiMAX wireless broadband, and security sensors. Companies must focus on building a mobile strategy that addresses the peculiarities inherent in mobile computing. Steps to take for deploying mobile strategies are defining risks, knowing the limits of technology, protecting data from loss, compliance in the mobile enterprise, and staying flexible and embracing change. In less than 20 years, the mobile telephone has gone from being rare, expensive equipment of the business elite to a pervasive, low-cost personal item. Cellular phones work by using radio waves to communicate with radio antennas placed within adjacent geographic areas called cells. 1G cell phones are called analog. 2G cell phones are called digital. 3G cell phones are high-speed transmission of multimedia data and voice. 4G cell phones integrates mobile technology to stream radio and television transmissions. The latest trends in cell phones reflect a convergence of voice, video, and data communications. Two types of these cellular technologies in business are personal digital assistants, known as PDAs, and a smartphone. A PDA is a small, handheld computer capable of entirely digital communication transmissions. A smartphone combines the functions of a cellular phone and a PDA in a single device. Electronic devices can connect to one another in many different ways. Bluetooth is a telecommunications industry specification that describes how mobile phones, computers, and personal digital assistants can be easily interconnected using a short-range wireless connection. Their maximum range is about 30 feet, and the sizes are small. A special variation of wireless transmission employs satellite communication to relay signals over very long distances. A communication satellite is a big microwave repeater in the sky. A microwave transmitter uses the atmosphere as the transmission medium to send a signal to a microwave receiver. Location-based services are wireless mobile content services that provide location-specific information to mobile users moving from location to location. Many users consider location information to be highly sensitive and are concerned about privacy issues, including target marketing, embarrassment, harassment, service denial, and legal restrictions. Location-based services are wireless mobile content services that provide location-specific information to mobile users moving from location to location. There are two market segments, which are mass market and professional market. The services that are included in mass market are emergency services, navigation services, tracking services, location advertising, and gaming. In the professional market, there are workforce organizations and security. The Global Positioning System, known as a GPS, is a constellation of 24 well-spaced satellites that orbit the Earth and make it possible for people with ground receivers to pinpoint their geographic location. A Geographic Information System, also known as a GIS, is designed to work with information that could be shown on a map. Some common uses include finding what is nearby, routing information, information alerts, mapping densities, and mapping quantities. Wireless fidelity, also known as Wi-Fi, is a means of linking computers using infrared or radio signals. Although Wi-Fi is convenient and advertised, you should be careful about the security of those networks and what you use them for. WiMAX is a telecommunications technology aimed at providing wireless data over long distances in a variety of ways. A WiMAX system consists of two parts. A single WiMAX tower can provide coverage to a very large area as big as 3,000 square miles. A WiMAX receiver, which is the receiver and antenna, can be built into a laptop the way Wi-Fi access is today. Radio frequency identification technologies use active or passive tags in the form of chips or smart labels that can store unique identifiers and relay this information to electronic readers. RFIDs have reduced costs in some companies by creating visibility into inefficient business processes. RFID tags represent the next big step from barcodes and allow people to avoid the scanning of barcodes. RFID tag privacy issues. Due to each item having a unique RFID code, purchasers could be tracked by any store with RFID reading capabilities. If a rewards card was used to purchase the item, companies could then access a customer's address, email, or phone number. As technology advances, so does the potential for privacy infringement. Steps are being taken to mitigate these privacy concerns, such as labeling all RFID items. There are some unusual uses of RFID. For instance, preventing toilets from overflowing, identifying human remains, getting into nightclubs, cooking with robots, timing athletic events, tracking wheels of cheese, monitoring casinos, tracking razor blades, and issuing passports. Real-time information is now the currency of business and the enabler of groundbreaking innovations in education, entertainment, and media. The predictions help identify emerging mobile trends and indicate ways that consumers and businesses will benefit. Some of these trends are social networking, mobile TV, multifunction devices becoming cheaper and more versatile, location-based services, mobile advertising, wireless providers more into home entertainment, wireless security moves to the forefront, and enterprise mobility.